Hello everybody and welcome to my 106th VBA 2010 tutorial. This tutorial is going to show you how you can add an extra option to your right click menu. So in your worksheet, when you right click and you get all these options, you can add in your own and then assign them to macros. So in order to do this, I've got a macro in my module and it just says hello and puts whatever the active cell is value as hello world. So when I'm going to right click, and when you right click you're going to be able to press a button and it's going to run that macro. This is just an example one. Obviously you can do a lot more complicated things, but I just want to show you how you actually instigate the call to this sub and then you can do what you want with that. So I'm going to set it up so that it adds the menu when the workbook opens. So let's go to workbook and then open event, and then we're going to start creating our control. So the first thing we want to do is reference to our right click menu. So let's go dim context menu as command bar, and the command bars are all the kind of things you see in your Excel, and then I want to specify which command bar I'm doing. So let's set our context menu equal to application. Oh, and I can't write equal to application dot command bars, and then we want to put in our ID for the right click one, which is cell. So whenever we right click on a cell, it's going to run up this context menu. So I'm just going to manipulate this context menu, and I'm going to add in one more right click option. So to do that, I'm going to go with context menu, and make sure you spell it right, context menu dot controls dot add, and then we want to put our type equal to an MSO control button, and then we want to make our before equal to 1. And so that's going to add our button, but at the moment we haven't actually specified anything with it. So in our with block that I'm using, we're going to do dot on action equals, and then we need to put in the name of the macro we want to run. So I want to first of all take the name of the workbook, so this workbook dot name, and then we want another apostrophe and an exclamation mark, and then my procedure name, which is hello. Let's just check I've got that right. So procedure name hello, great, okay. And then next of all I'm going to set my dot face ID property, and what this property is a number or an integer, and it sets the icon image. So I've got this web page that I'll put a link to and in the description, and it's got all of the possible icons you can do and their ID on them, just as an image, just as a quick reference. And so you just look on here, you pick what picture you want and pick what ID it is. So I want this light bulb, and that's 351. So let's put face ID equals and then 351, and that just makes it a bit more visual. People relate more to an image than they will to text. We then want to put our caption in, so dot caption equals, and then this is what it's going to say. So I'm just going to put hello, and that's all my caption's going to say. And then finally we want to tag it, and this is going to allow us to delete it later. So let's put it as my cell control tag, and so that's just something we can reference it with later. And so that's going to create our control. So let's press play, and then let's go into our spreadsheet and then right click, and you see it's got this hello option now on our drop down. and we're clicking it and it says hello world. So that is how you add a right click button, and you can add as many as you want, just making sure you put the before in so that it puts them in order. We can actually do, I actually want to do another thing, because you don't want this button showing up once you've closed down Excel and stuff like that. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put in a workbook and then before close event in. And before the workbook closes, I just want to get rid of this right click button so it doesn't show up anymore. So all I need to do this is just use my tag that I've been using, that I created before. And again, we need to first of all create our reference to the command bar. So let's link to the cell one. And then I'm just going to do for each control in context menu dot controls. So I'm going to loop through all of my controls, and then I'm going to go if control dot tag equals, and then my underscore cell underscore control underscore tag, then end if. And then in here we just want to do control dot delete. So that's going to go through and delete any with our my cell control tag. So I haven't been created with that tag, so it's going to delete all of them for me. So let's press play, and it's not going to know which one to play because we need to close it. So let's save it down before we close it. So let's press save, and then let's close it down. And then if we've got to create a new workbook, then we're not going to have it on our right menu. But if we open up our tutorial 106, then because we've got the workbook open event, we then are able, it adds our button back in for us. So that is how you create a right click button, and that's going to be it for this tutorial. In the next tutorial I'll show you how you can create a little sub menu with multiple options in it. So thanks for listening, and I hope to catch you soon.